Hi everybody, Andrew here with another video brought to you by Infovids. And today I want to show you my top 5 video editing software favorites. And when I say free, these are truly free. And there are no watermarks, there are no time limitations and none of that. They're just entirely free. And they're also pretty good. When you compare them to paid video editing software, or in many cases, these are just as good, if not better. In fact, on Infovids, we use these free software to pull together almost all of our videos. As you run through this, and if you want to download one of these softwares right now, then I provide links in the description down below that give you an in-depth view on how to get started. Alright, so let's jump on the PC and check these out. This brings us to the first free video editor on the list, and that is the Windows 10 video editor. And for those who might not know it, you don't have to install this if you already have Windows 10, because there's a chance that you have it installed on Windows already. Like, that's super cool, right? If you go down to the search bar and type in video editor, you'll hopefully see that it's a part of the search results. This drops us in the Windows 10 free video editor. And if you are scratching your head in thought and thinking about how you missed this, don't feel that bad. It's very difficult to discover. The video editor is within the Photos app. And in the past, you had to go to the Photo app and then open the video editor. Only recently, Microsoft added the video editor to the search menu so it would pop up there. Let's start with what I like about the video editor. And there's a lot to like about it. It comes with your PC, so you don't have to install another video editor to start with. It's also extremely easy to use. Here I can drag some files directly in the video editor. And here I can use the storyboard to assemble my video. Simply drag and drop my videos down and my video starts to take shape already. Over here I have access to almost all the video editing tools. You can trim, split, add text, and the list goes on with what you can do. Up above you have access to the background music. So here I can insert music and even sync the video to the music's beat. And here I can include custom audio. Let's say I want to put in a voiceover. It has a lot of very nice functionality, and in a pinch, this works extremely well. Are there any downsides? Unfortunately, there are a few. Right down below, you'll notice that you can't add any transitions in between the clips. So all you have is a hard cut on the storyboard. But because the storyboard, you don't have the freedom to use tracks or any sort of separate layers. So let's say you want a picture-in-picture effect, and you basically want one video to play on top of another. Well, unfortunately, you can't do that. And the background music seems to have some kind of copyright, so you won't be able to monetize with those tracks. So that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks. And if you click Finish Video, the highest resolution you can export it to is 1080p. Say if you had a camera that recorded 4K videos and you put all those videos together in the video editor, but if you export it, it'll end up 1080p. Overall, this software is pretty decent and you can make pretty good videos. But the drawbacks are somewhat of a deal breaker, at least for me personally. Let's head on to the next free video editor, and that brings us to number 2, and that is the Openshot video editor. You can download it and install it at Openshot.org. It's free, it's open source, and you can install it on any platform on PC, like Windows, Mac, and Linux. Simply click on the download button right here. Once you finish installing, it'll drop you in the Openshot video editor. Now looking at this, it looks pretty simple, but it has a lot of power on the hood. I can just simply drag in some files and they'll show up under project files. And here I can simply drag the videos in the timeline. And I even have access to other tracks, giving me the ability to layer some videos on top of another. This is a huge improvement over the Windows 10 video editor. Here I can drag in transitions, and there are many transitions that you can choose from. Along with your transitions, you can drag in effects along your media files. As you put together your video, you can preview the video on the right hand side. Now, as I mentioned, it looked simple, but it also does have some advanced capabilities. If you right-click on a video in the timeline and select properties, you can set different keyframes and change the values on the clip. So once again, it does have some advanced functionality. So again, are there any drawbacks? I mean, it is free software and it does quite a bit. But there is one. Here if I go up and let's say you want to insert a title, you can import a standard title just fine and this works well. But there also is an option for an animated title, which sounds pretty neat. But here if you select any one of them, you have to install an application called Blender, which will allow you to create an animated title. Now Blender is also a free application, so it's kinda hard to complain, but it is a little bit of extra friction to be able to insert an animated title. Now the conclusion is that Openshot Video Editor is great if you want to create simple but powerful videos. This brings us to the next free video editing app, and this one is called Shotcut. You can download it at shotcut.org. Once again, I've included links in the description down below. Shotcut is free, open source and works on all major platforms, including Windows, Mac and Linux. To simply download it, click on this text that says click to download. Once you finish installing Shotcut, you'll be prompted to create a new project. Here I'll click on start and it'll drop us down in the main interface. And you can drag in your media files and they'll appear in the playlist of Shotcut. Just like the other video editors, you can drag and drop them in the timeline down below. And here I can start pulling together my videos. With Shotcut, you can add any number of tracks. Here I can right click and I can add additional video tracks or audio tracks. And here I can drag in additional items. Once your video starts taking shape, you can preview what it looks like. Unlike the Windows 10 video editor, Shotcut has a wide catalog of transitions. I can drag one video on top of another in the same track and it'll automatically create a transition. And here, as you can see in the drop down box, there are a lot of animations. And just like Openshot, you can add filters. If you click on a video and hit filters, a filter panel will open up. And what I like about Shotcut is that it has different views for different tasks. And here I'm currently in the editing view, which shows the timeline down below and the preview. But also I could jump into an FX view. Maybe I want to do some color grading, so I can change to the color view. There's also an audio view and the player view, so I can review my audio. All in all, Shotcut is a very powerful video editor. And when I look at all my videos on my channel, I could use Shotcut to pull any one of them together. So, are there any drawbacks? Well, Shotcut is a little complicated than the two first video editors that we looked at. The learning curve is a little bit steeper. So it really depends on how serious you are on video editing. If you're planning on creating some advanced videos, Shotcut is a great choice. But if you just maybe want to pull together a simple video, this might have a few more capabilities than you really need. This now brings us to the fourth free video editor, and this one is called Kdenlive. You can get it at Kdenlive.org. Once you take a good look around, you'll see a download link right here, and this works cross-platform. So whether you have Mac or Linux, Kdenlive will work on these platforms. And once again, this is also an open source video editor, so it's completely free to use. Choose your operating system and go ahead with the install. This drops us in the main Kdenlive interface. And this looks like the first few video editors that we took a look at. Over here on the left hand side, you can drag in your media files in the editor. And here too, you can drag different items on the timeline. And also you have the ability to drag them into different tracks as well. So I could place them on the same track or on separate tracks. One of the key differences that you can see is that there are two ways that I can preview my video. Right here I can view the clip. And then I can jump into a clip and I can preview that. And then I have a separate view of my whole project. So I can see two different clips side by side. In terms of editing, you have many different tools to edit your videos. In fact, you have what they call normal mode, and then there's an overwrite mode. So if you drag clip down, it'll overwrite the existing clip. Or you can insert it. They also have a wide variety of editing tools that you can use. Similar to Shotcut, there are a few views that cater to what you're doing or the task at hand. Let's say I want to work on audio, and then I can shift into the audio view. Or maybe I want to focus on effects or color grade my video. There are views that specialize in different tasks. Back on the main view, I can also add many different transitions. Here I have 2 different clips, and if I click into compositions here, I have all of these different options. Let's say I want to add a wipe transition between these 2 clips, and now I've got a wipe transition. And I can choose from many different effects that I can add on different clips. And in my opinion, you can pull together some pretty awesome videos with Kdenlive. Although similar to Shotcut, you do have a lot of options and a lot of controls. So the learning curve is a little steeper. However, there are a lot of learning resources online that will help you get started with this video editor. And now that brings us to video editor number 5, and that's Davinci Resolve 17. I use this software to pull together some cool videos on the channel. Davinci Resolve is a great application. In fact, many big-time companies and TV studios use Davinci Resolve to make great movies or projects. Davinci Resolve is, however, a freemium software. What that means is that you get many of the core capabilities or functions for free. But if you want additional effects or tracking, it costs some money for those. But I've been using the free version, and I've been able to do all the editing I want to get done. To download Davinci Resolve 17, the main site once again is in the link in the description. Scroll down in the website and click on Download Now. When you click on Download Now, you'll have a few different options. There's Davinci Resolve 17, and this is the most recent version. You could also get an older version, but I recommend going with the latest. For Davinci Resolve 17, you have the standard version and the studio version. The studio version is the paid one. But if you want to simply move with the free version, then select Davinci Resolve 17, then select your platform right down here. Davinci Resolve is a powerhouse video editor. Just like the others, you can pull in your different media clips and then pull them down in the timeline. And I can start organizing what my video looks like. Right over here I have a clip viewer, and then I also have my project viewer. Over here I can adjust all sorts of different settings related to the video, the audio, and different transitions and effects that I plan to insert. One great thing about Davinci Resolve 17 is that I have different applications that are all a part of Davinci Resolve 17. Here I have a view of all my different media files. And here I have a dedicated cutting view, which makes it even easier and quicker to cut my video clip. Here you have your standard editing view. But also, if I want to add any VFX, I have a Fusion page where I could add all these different effects, and then I have notes that I can pull together with my effects. Over here I have access to colors. The color view in Davinci Resolve 17 has industry-leading ways that you can set color in your video. Down below I have access to something called Fairlight Audio, and this is a super powerful tool that you can use to adjust the audio on your project. With Davinci Resolve, they bring together multiple or what could be standalone applications all into one interface. So as you're pulling together your project, you could quickly jump in the editing view and then the VFX view using that clip. Out of all the video editors that we looked at today, arguably Davinci Resolve 17 has some of the most advanced functionality. In terms of another application that's similar to Davinci Resolve, you have HitFilm Pro, and then you also have Adobe Premiere. Those are comparable to whatever Davinci Resolve offers. But what's great about Davinci Resolve is that it's entirely free to start using, and only some of the features are behind a paywall. Overall, Davinci Resolve is an excellent choice, and that's why I use it as a primary editor. Although the one downside is that it has a very steep learning curve. In fact, anytime I use this video editor, I feel like I'm constantly learning new things about it. But that's what also makes it exciting. What you can do with this tool is pretty much limitless. Thanks for watching. I hope you've learned a lot, gained further insight, and if Infovids has a new subscriber. And put the video a like and a comment that'll increase our reputation in the YouTube world. And by the way, since we took a quick look at my favorite free video editors, which one are you going to use moving forward? comment down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, then please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for updates on the latest. And with that being said, happy editing guys. I'll be sure to see you in the next tutorial.